I want to ask you your thoughts on Pan Africanism. I'm in Africa right now. I'm in Cabo Verde. I've been
Oh,
to
right
about
on.
15, 20 African countries. I lived in Africa. What is your perspective on Pan Africanism?
Well, I mean, it's essential and something that I would hope would continue to grow and become more radical and organized. And we see many attempts in around the world to work against Pan Africanism and to uh, limit attempts to unify because of how threatening that would be to the current order of things. Um, were there at least a Pan Africanism, as I understand it, in the Nkrumah Terrorist AAPRP sense, again, a United States of Africa under scientific socialism, were something like that to occur, not only would it be impossible for the levels of inequality we see in Africa to exist, but the entire diaspora would benefit. Um, it would be impossible to oppress Black people here in the United States in the current form if under a developed Pan African organized movement. And the same would be the case for anywhere else in the diaspora. So, not that that would be an automatic utopian fantasy. There would still be issues that would have to be addressed, but the current form of things would not be sustainable. So that's why there's so much effort continued to this day to prevent Pan Africanism from developing, or to redefine Pan Africanism in some other more reactionary conservative way, because of how natural a tendency it is for African people to reject imperial and colonial inspired borders, boundaries, and identities. So that's why so much consistent work has to continue to go into maintaining the disunity and the colonial boundaries and bifurcation. So anyway, that's, again, some quick thoughts on Pan Africanism, but it's essential.
Right, right. No, I appreciate you. I mean, you dropping some knowledge, most definitely. I mean, sometimes it seems overwhelming. As myself, I consider Pan Africanism, Pan Africanist, but so like in America, a lot of times you hear people they really don't even want to associate themselves with Africa. You hear it all the time. I'm not from Africa. I'm from here, or we from over there, or we from anywhere but Africa. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the United States, and then sometimes you go into the Caribbean or South America, you may hear people, not all people, but you do hear some people, they don't even want to associate themselves with being black sometimes. So it's kind of like, you know, we got such a long way to go, but people don't
Yeah, I
see
mean,
the
and
strength
and
in that.
no, sorry, and again, the people who are teaching us about each other are often the same. They're often coming out of the same colonial matrix, so to speak, and that's why we have a situation where they are the mediators. So many continental Africans are learning about Africans in America from the same colonial experience that has taught them about themselves. So, of course, this kind of disunity is going to be encouraged and often occur, and that's why we have to have a more organized and sustained response to defend Pan Africanism as a concept, and to organize and build around it.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And then, you know, a lot of our people, I think maybe they lack a global perspective or a global understanding. I guess maybe, for example, like you were saying, say if black people do liberate themselves or whatever, you still have black people all around the world who are getting treated a certain way just because of the fact that they are black. But if we have a united Africa, a united diaspora, these things would less likely to be happening. From my travels, say for example, China. You know what I'm saying? You got Chinatowns all over the world, and they rarely have problems. They rarely have people that bother them, burn their stuff down, because they know they could be in Brazil, they could be in America, but they still have to deal with the motherland, you know, if something goes wrong. So if black people have something like that, so if a black person is being oppressed in Brazil or America or the Caribbean or even in parts of Asia, you know, people would be less likely to try to do these things to black people. But if we just
That's true.
isolated them.